If you still would like to invite your friends that are not in this meeting, in the chat you can find the link to the Zoom, so feel free to forward it to your friends, and we will begin just in a second. Okay. Okay. So thank you all for joining me this evening. I hope this gathering won't be interrupted by the alarms, but I have to say that if it does happen, I will resume our meeting after 10 minutes, okay? The same thing as well, stay safe. So first, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Moriah Manor Ganim, and I am a social worker. And for many years, I have been working with elders and with caregivers. And for the last couple of years, I am one of the directors of the Elderly and Holocaust Survivors Clinic at the Bar-Ilan University. And since the beginning of the war, I have hosted many Zoom meetings like this. So if you have already been in one of those sessions, I should tell you that the content will be pretty much the same, only updated, as we are trying to reach to as many caregivers as possible. So caregivers have always been close to my heart. And I guess that this is one of the reasons that I'm here with you tonight, with all of you. And if you ask me, I think that one of the most important jobs in the world, not only in Israel, in the world, is your job, is taking care of those in need, okay? I think that you have one of the most important jobs in the world, especially these days. And I think that we all feel at this difficult time in Israel that you are very needed and you are very, very meaningful. So in the past 17 days, they have been extremely difficult for the people of Israel and also for people from all around the world watching us, and they are completely shocked. I am sure that your family and your friends at home are very, very worried, and I can understand their concerns. We are experiencing one of the most challenging times that Israel has ever known. And you, as people who live and work in Israel, are experiencing the same thing as we do, the same reality. So like everyone in Israel, as I said, I can imagine that you have found yourself in a frightening, unbearable reality. And that is why it is very important for me to speak with you tonight and to try to provide you with some information and support, because we all need support these days, okay? So our meeting tonight will be divided to 3 parts. The first part, I will start by giving you a brief information about what has happened since the beginning of the war. I just want to make sure that we are all on the same page and you will have the right information. There are so many fake news going around, and it is very important that you will know the facts as we know them. The second part, I will speak about the importance of maintaining self-care. I will try to give you some guidelines and coping strategies that might help you function better. And then I'll suggest some practices that maybe will help you create a new routine in this confusing condition. The final part will be your part. I will give you some time to express your thoughts, your feelings, and I will try to answer questions if you will have. You can write them in the chat, okay, if you don't want to speak. And as we have many participants here with us tonight, so I apologize that I won't be able to respond to every question, but I will do my best, okay? So let's begin. I will start, as I said, by giving you a quick review about the recent events. So forgive me for reading this part because I want it to be accurate. So on October 7th, the Hamas, the Palestinian terrorist group based in the Gaza Strip, began a devastating and coordinated attack that shook southern and center of Israel. It began at 6:30 a.m. when Hamas launched massive rockets targeting civilian areas. Simultaneously, the terrorists invaded to Israeli towns and villages surrounding the Gaza Strip. You must have heard the name Kfar Aza, Be'eri, Nachal Oz. These are the villages around the Gaza Strip. They were extremely violent. There were extremely violent confrontations with residents, with law enforcement, and with the Israeli defense forces. And the consequences of this attack are ongoing. The numbers of the people who were involved in those terror attacks keep rising, unfortunately. The recent estimation is that 1,400 people were killed, and I'm saying killed, they were murdered, it's more accurate to say, and over 3,000 people have been wounded. This event is one of the deadliest acts in terror in the recent history. In addition, we know that 222 people were abducted by the terror organization into the Gaza Strip. And I'm sure you've seen the videos. We are talking about people of all ages, old people, mothers, fathers, youngsters, babies, toddlers. You have seen the videos, I'm sure. You've seen those sites, and our minds and our hearts just cannot accept those sites. It's something really unbearable. And besides them, we know that there are around 100 people that are still considered missing. So Israel officially declared a war by the name of Iron Swords, and you probably heard the name in Hebrew. It's called Charavot Barzel. And unfortunately, I keep updating the information from one Zoom to another. And unfortunately, not only the south of Israel is under attack these days, as we can see that the northern border of Israel is also being attacked. Those attacks are performed by Hezbollah, which is a terror organization located in Lebanon and supported by Iran. So we are experiencing an enormous tragedy. People in Israel lost their family members, lost their friends, lost their co-workers. Some lost their homes, lost big parts of their communities. And we are all mourning for those we have lost. And I know, I can imagine that maybe there are some people with us here tonight on this Zoom that maybe lost community members, maybe lost friends in those attacks. And we all share your pain, okay? I want you to know that. It is a national traumatic event, and that is why we all must take care of ourselves these days, okay? So I would like to speak now about the importance of self-care. If you get on an airplane and you are traveling with a child, one of the safety instructions in case of an emergency is that you must put the oxygen mask on your face before you will give it to your child, before you will put it on your child's face. And the reason for that is that in order to take care of someone else, we must take care of ourselves first. So your job is to be a caregiver. And that means that in the basics of your job, that it requires you to be there for someone else. So that is why your job is so meaningful. And also it is one of the reasons that you have to take care of yourself every day, but especially these days. So, like a smile, stress can be contagious. It affects us and people around us, and we must be aware of that. For example, if my employer is nervous, it can make me feel nervous. If I am anxious, then I can see that my employer is affected by that as well. So let's understand what we can do to help ourselves these days. Help ourselves, and also we can help our employers as well. So one of the things that is important to realize is that our reality in Israel is not normal, okay? It is everything but normal. And different people react in many different ways to this reality. There are many kinds of reactions. There are many kinds of symptoms. And I would like to give you some examples, okay? Some people are feeling all kinds of body aches. Some people feel that they have stomach ache or headaches, okay? Some people feel tension in their muscles, okay, maybe in their jaws. Some are losing their appetite. Some get very, very nervous all the time. You know, every sound now can make us very, very alert. So, and those reactions and many more are normal reactions, okay? So don't think that there is something wrong with you. Don't think that you are going crazy, okay? Please don't. Those reactions will get better, okay? It is very normal to experience those reactions, those sensations at the moment, okay? It's just you reacting normal to an abnormal condition, okay? So be kind to yourself, be compassionate, be patient to yourself. It will get better, okay? And I want to say another thing. If you feel the same like you felt before, you don't feel any change, okay? No reactions, no symptoms, it is normal as well, okay? It is important to know that. So what can you do? Well, you should try whatever makes you feel more relieved. Things can make you should do things that can make you feel less stressed. For example, if you know that exercise can make you feel better, then do exercise. Try your best to walk inside the house. Try to walk outside, around the house, if it's possible these days. Stretch, move, do whatever feels good, okay? It's really important for us to relieve the stress. And you know, for some people, breathing exercises can reduce stress, okay? They can make them feel less stressed. So you should pay attention these days to your breathing. Try to take long, deep breaths and make sure that your breathing is effective, okay? These days, our breathing can feel like it's stuck, or we are taking short breaths. So pay attention to your breathing, okay? It's really, really important. And I can suggest a couple of methods for relaxation, and I invite you to try them, okay? And see what works for you. So the first one, I call it's not me, it's the professional term. It's called double inhale, okay? You take a long inhale in, and then you take a short inhale, and then you release the breath slowly, okay? If you will do it a couple of times, I can assure you it will reduce the stress, okay? It looks like this. I did it faster, but you should do it slowly, okay? And if we want to try another method, so let's imagine that in one hand, you are holding a blooming flower, and on the other hand, you're holding a lighting candle, okay? So you should take a long inhale to smell the flower, and then you hold your breath for a second, and you release the air slowly, imagining like you are blowing the candle out, okay? You smell the flower, and you blow the candle, okay? You should try it, it can really help. Another way to relax is called the butterfly hug, okay? You should sit, you know, it's better if you're sitting, and you can do it standing as well, or whatever feels more comfortable. You need to cross your arms like you're hugging yourself, and you need to tap 25 times alternatively, like this, okay? And you can find the rhythm that works better for you, okay? And after 25 tapping, I'm taking a long breath, a long inhale in, and I take the breath out. So you can repeat it as long as you need, and it's also very, very good for relaxation, okay? Again, it's called the butterfly hug. You can find it on YouTube as well. In addition, praying, meditation, and spiritual rituals can also be helpful in reducing stress. Again, I want to remind you, okay, to listen to your body, okay? Try to eat nutritious meals. I know it's not easy these days to find time to make yourself a good meal. Maybe you don't really have the appetite, but try, okay? Listen to your body and take care of it. And my next recommendation, my next advice for you, I think is one of the most important. And what I want to say is, please try to avoid watching videos and photos that are all over the social media. You know, those videos are affecting our mind and they are affecting our memory and they can cause trauma, okay? They are harmful. And I have to say, there is no benefit in watching those videos. It does the exact opposite. It can cause stress, it can cause us nightmares, and so on. I recommend avoiding those videos, and I have a special request from you. And I'm asking you not to forward those videos to others, okay? You have to understand those videos were taken by the Hamas. They were shot by the Hamas, and they are brutal, they are disrespectful, and they are unhuman. And, you know, if we want to pay respect to those who died, to their families, to the hostages, okay, we should not forward those videos, okay? It's just wrong. And I know that sometimes people, especially people who have family or friends abroad, they want to share those videos in order to explain the world what has happened, okay? But my recommendation, don't watch those videos. Only, you know, if you want to prove something that, you know, you want to prove that it really, really happened, okay? Another thing is to try not to watch the news all day long. You know, the news, it makes us feel that we are in control if we are watching the news and if we are getting each and every update. But you know, it's an illusion. It only makes us feel more helpless, okay? I will later speak about ways that we can maintain control now, okay? We don't want to feel helpless, but unfortunately, the reality forces us to feel helpless. But I will speak later about control, okay? And I want to say another thing about TV, okay? If you are taking care of a person who has Alzheimer, who has dementia, okay? Watching the news can be very upsetting and very frightening if you have a cognitive problem, okay? It can make your employer feel more aggressive, more agitated. And my recommendation is just to shut the TV down or to, you know, change the channel, watch something nicer, okay? Something that you can both enjoy, okay? Another issue I would like to address are the alarms, okay? If you still don't have it on your phone, I recommend downloading the Homefront Command application by the Israeli Defense Forces. I will later show where you can download it, okay? It works on iPhones and on Android as well, okay? And you can choose the location where you live, and you will get the notification about the alarms around you, okay? Don't feel the urge to know about each and every alarm in Israel, okay? It can only make you feel more stressed. And one of the most important things I would like to discuss, as I said earlier, is our wish to stay in control, to maintain a sense of control. And there are things in our reality that we cannot control now, okay? And I will give some examples. Well, we cannot control the security situation in Israel. We cannot control how long the war is going to last. We cannot control what our family abroad thinks. We cannot control other people's feeling towards us, okay? And, we cannot control the past, unfortunately. But the good news are that there are still many things that are under my control, under your control, okay? And I want to remind you those things, and I'm sure that if you will think about it, there will be many more, okay? So I can try to learn how to cope with the new situation. I can try to avoid watching the news all day, okay? I can try to avoid watching videos, as I said. I can try to find time to relax. I will schedule a time each and every day. I do it myself. I recommend you to do that as well, which will be time for relaxation. Time that, it can be 5 minutes that I will take for myself to relax, to meditate, to breathe, whatever works for you, okay? I can try to rest more if I can. I can keep myself busy. I can do things with my employer, okay, and so on. And, if you will keep yourself active and you will try to find distractions, it will make your days much easier, and it will help you go on day by day. Now we only need to move day by day. We don't need to plan decisions for 5 years. Now in our reality, it is good for us to plan day by day. It is much more easier. And I know it's not easy, okay? But I recommend you to try to make a new routine, okay? Try to create a new routine with your employer. Think about activities that you can do together, maybe things that you didn't try before. But now, because of these circumstances, you can try them, and it will be the benefit for you and for your employer. It will help the both of you. And I want to say one more thing about your employers that I'm not sure that you are aware of. So 50 years ago, okay, exactly 50 years ago, Israel got attacked by its Arabic neighbors in what we call the War of Yom Kippur. And your employers, the people you are taking care of now, probably fought in that war. And if they didn't fought in that war, maybe they were injured, maybe they lost friends, maybe they lost family members. They were affected by that war, which also came by surprise to Israel. And you should take that in consideration today, because maybe you can feel that your employer is feeling more sad these days. Maybe he's depressed, maybe he's more agitated, and it can be because of that war, okay? Because they are experiencing the war once again, okay? So think about it and be sensitive. Another important recommendation is to be in touch with your community, okay? I want to share with you that in the last couple of weeks, I was in touch with some members of the Filipino community. And I have to say that I was so impressed to hear how united they are, and to hear about their organization and how they take care of one another. And I encourage you to be in touch with your friends, with your community, okay? Pray together, be there for one another, listen to each other's feelings, okay? And try to be there for support. Because besides of helping them, you will give yourself a sense of meaning, okay? You will remind yourself, or maybe you will be an important and a meaningful member of your community. It is important to know that you are not alone, okay? You are not alone in this. We are all together in these challenging times. And, when we feel that we are united, it gives us strength. It really does. And I want to share with you that a week ago, I was listening to a well-known professor. His name is Moriah, and he said that Israel is a miracle. We have survived genocide many years ago, and we're still here, and we will still be here tomorrow. And hope is what gave Israel the ability to dream of a better future. And I wish that you will have hope, that we will overcome this, okay, this disaster, and we will rise again. I truly believe so. And I would like to share with you a poem that I got from a friend, which is very relevant to our reality. And I can say that it gives comfort and hope. And this poem was written by the Israeli poet, Tali Versano Eisman. And just a minute, and I will share it with you. Okay. Can you see? I will read it, okay? So it's called Drowning. When I drown, no need for you to describe the water to me, nor its color, nor its depth. After all, I feel it up to my neck. I have only one demand. Don't you ever stop describing the land. So if you ask me, we all must remember the land these days. Remember that even though it is difficult now and scary and sad, we must imagine that we have a future, okay? And we have to maintain hope. So finally, I have one last request from you before I will move to the last part, which will be your part. And I would like to ask you to let people know if you are in need of any help, okay? You can ask for support from your employer if he will be able to be there for you, okay? If he's eligible to do so. You can ask for support from your employer's family. You can ask for support from your agency, from a social worker, from your friends, okay? And as I said, you are not alone, okay? And if you feel that you are in need for professional, emotional aid, okay, I will now share with you the call centers that you can reach out in your language, okay? I will show you. And you can see the phone numbers, okay? Just a second. Okay, before the phone numbers, you can see here above, I was telling you about the home command application, okay? This is their website. If you will enter this website, you can download. And the other link, the second link, okay, is where you can get the safety, the emergency instructions in your language, okay? It comes it was translated to many different languages, okay? So these are the links. And as I said, there is the Population and Immigration Authority that is operating these days call center for foreign workers in many languages, okay? So you can see the number over here, 1-700-707-889, okay? And you can see in English, Tagalog, Chinese, Nepali, okay? You can, in Russian, you can contact them also if you have questions, okay? And not only about the situations, if you have questions to the Immigration Authority, okay, and you can call there. And one more call center, two more call centers are for emotional support, okay? These are anonymous professional help lines, okay? The first one is Iran. It is star 3201 and Natal, okay? 1-800-363-363. Okay, and if you need, I will share it once again, or maybe we will write it in the chat. So now I would like to see you all. Just a second. And this will be your part, okay? If you have any questions, you can also write them in the chat, or if you want to share with us your feelings, your thoughts, okay? And as I said, we have many members with us today, and I'm very glad that you are all here. So we will do our best. I will do my best to answer the questions that I'm able to answer, okay? So Talia, do we have something on the chat, or someone wants to open his mic or her mic and ask questions? Yes, I will share the copy of the poem. Yeah, no problem.
Good evening, madam. I have one question. My employer, family, I live with the employer and his wife, and this employer's wife want to go outside always to go to the daughters and go to the outside. He asked me to come with her, with my employer. My question is, this is not good for this situation because everywhere the alarms, and that's why I said I can refuse it to not to go outside this situation. What about this? Can you give some advice for me? I can refuse this, so I have some.
Okay. So first of all, thank you, Ravi, for your question. So if I understand, your employers are asking to go out and visit their family members, and you are feeling unsafe, right, to be outside. So first of all, one of the most important things is to follow the emergency instructions these days, okay? I don't know where do you live, but you know every city, every location in Israel has different instructions, okay? I can give an example that for in the southern parts of Israel, children don't go to school yet, but in some places in center of Israel, children do go to school. So it depends. But if you don't feel safe, my recommendation for you is to share this with the employer's family, okay? And with your employers, if they are, if you can make a conversation, a recent conversation with them, and share with them that you are not feeling safe. And maybe, and this is one of my suggestions, if they are not living far away, one thing that you can do, again, if it's safe, is to ask for one of the family members to join you for one of these walks, okay? And to show you the safest route, okay? That in case of an emergency, what would you do? Where you can go with your employers. I don't know if your employers can walk, if they are in wheelchairs, okay? It has many things that we should take in consideration. But I recommend you to speak with the employer's family and ask them for a safe route. And if you don't feel safe, it is okay to say that at this point, you don't feel safe to go out with both of your employers, okay? Because you are responsible to both of them, okay? But my recommendation to all of you, okay? And I can imagine that my answer will repeat a couple of times, is to make those conversations, okay? The family needs to know if you're afraid, if you have any thoughts, maybe if you have questions, they should help you find a solution, okay? I hope it helps.
Thank you very much, madam.
Anyone else before I will go to the chat? Yes, please.
Yeah, well, this is Adelina. Good evening. And it's just been 9 months for me, almost 10 months now that I'm very much new. But I don't know, I missed the 5 minutes of the meeting as it started. But this is out of questions maybe, but then as a preventive measures, not during the adverse conditions like this, because this kind of situations can keep coming. God willing, it will not be so. The hope you said should be true to every one of us. But being prepared, the preparedness is always good for us. But as a social worker, you are. So, is there any programs for the caregivers in Israel? Not even apart from the time of war, any program that we can attend to and then keep ourselves prepare for any eventuality like this in days to come. For the welfare of the caregivers in Israel, keeping such situation in mind or otherwise as well, because most of us may be confined to one employer 24/7. Maybe over the months also we don't go out so much, but in keeping those mind also emotional front and then the mental front. So is there any program in days to come, or there has been any program which I do not know would be beneficial for me or maybe for others as well?
Okay, so first, Adelina, thank you for that. Okay, and I would like to say personally that I'm sure that it's not easy being here for 9 months and experiencing what you are experiencing. You not expect this, and neither do I, and neither any one of us. So about programs, if you can, I can just ask the members to unmute, to mute yourself, okay? Just a second, I will try myself. Okay. Now, Adelina, you can stay on mute. So you are asking about programs for caregivers to get you prepared for these kind of situations and also in general, right? That's what I understand correctly. Okay. So I can tell you that, first of all, the Ministry of Interior, okay, and the agencies now these days, they are an address for you caregivers, okay, not only for support, but also for guidelines for what to do in case of an emergency, what to do in case, to spend time with your employers, okay? There are all kinds of activities that can be offered to you, activities to do at home with your employer to make the time, pass nicely, much more nicely. And my recommendation is that if you don't have any program and you are not in touch, so get in touch with your agency, okay? Or maybe you should call the 1-700 phone I gave, okay? And ask for it, okay? Because I think that you are saying something that is in need, okay? You are telling us what you need. So, and I can tell you that one of the reasons that I am here today is because the state of Israel understands that the caregivers needs information. They need support, okay? You are residents in the states of Israel now. You are experiencing things as Israelis, okay? Like the Israeli do. So this is why I'm here today, okay? And I hope that there will be more meetings or more programs. And I'm involved, but I still don't have much information. But I hope that in the upcoming future, not the far future, there will be more programs for caregivers.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Anyone?
Yes, good evening.
Good evening.
Hi. I am taking care of a woman with four children. The daughter told me that the safest place inside the house is at the closet, my self-task closet. And so that is in my mind for the rest, for this whole thing. And very recently, the son came here to visit, and he told me that the safest place inside the house is at the four corners of the house. Now I am confused. So I want to ask if maybe you can help me. Where is the safest place inside the house? It's only a one-story house, a very small house, 2 rooms, and we don't have mamad or madrigot like that. But my employer told me that if there is siren and there's a threat of bomb, I can leave my SAFTA here and I can run to the mamad. But I want to know where is the safest place inside the house, because as I've said, the daughter told me that the safest place is at the closet, and the other child said it's in the four corners of the house. So maybe can you help me with that?
I can try. First of all, it sounds very confusing. Okay, I just want to ask you, the closet, is that a room or it's a closet that you open for clothes or something like that?
Find the room.
It's in a room, right? It's in a room which is with shelves, I guess. Okay, and the clothes or something else are inside, right?
Yes, but it can it's a big closet, not the walk-in closet.
It's not a walk-in closet?
No.
Okay. But it's not a furniture, right?
It's not.
It's a room.
Yes, it is.
Okay. And is it in an inner room? It has windows?
No.
Okay. So I would like to say two things for you. First of all, the link I showed before here, and now Rachel puts it on the chat again. You can find the safety instructions, and there are videos and there are written instructions that will guide you, and they will, you can be sure where will be the safest place in the house, okay? This is one thing. There are many, people think many things. Some, as the son told you one thing and the doctor told you the other thing. First of all, you don't need to be with this dilemma with yourself, okay? So you ask the son, you ask the daughter, both said different things. I recommend you first to read the instructions. If you still don't understand, okay, you should call the agency, okay? Or you can call the 1-700 number I gave you, or the home command phone number, okay? You can find it on their portal, on their website, and to ask those questions. I want to say another thing. In 1 or 2 days, I guess, you will be able to watch on Facebook a video of many specialists which are talking to caregivers and giving them instructions, also by the IDF. And they recorded a special video for you, telling you where is the safest place in the house, okay, in case of an emergency. I'm not an IDF person. I'm not one of the home front command, okay? So I don't want to misguide you. But as I said, you can see it also on the portal or on that video, which will be on the page of the Ministry of Interior, okay? You can see it there for foreign workers, okay?
Okay, I'm gonna check on it. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Hi, good evening. Moriah, I will just say that I added on the chat the link for the video and they can see, you can see it here.
Great, thank you. Yes.
Hello.
Hello.
Can you hear me, please?
I can hear you, yes.
I just want to ask a question. This is about the safety of everyone. Actually, we live in the house. We are 3. My employer was 90 years old, and he has a wife, 88 years old, which is he's still mentally good. She knows what to do. But the problem is, my question is, how long gonna take to get in the safety place when the siren is activated? So is there a 1 minute, 2 minutes, something like that before we get to the safe place? Do you have any idea how long gonna take?
Okay. So Joey, it's a good question, and I'm glad that you're asking this question, because there isn't one answer to your question, because it depends where do you live, okay? And as I said to the other woman who were asking the question, you should see okay, on the portal, where do you live, on the IDF's portal, the home command portal, it will tell you if you need to be, if you have 30 seconds to go to the safe place, 40 seconds, or 90 seconds, okay? It depends where do you live, okay?
And,
So,
can I ask another question?
of course. I can't hear you, Joey. Wait. Try again.
Okay. Sorry. Because my employer, he was ill. He was actually totally has a dementia. So and his wife, I can't explain to his wife what's happening. Because he keeps saying that he is already old, 88 years old. Whatever happened, she's ready. What happened in the future? So it doesn't matter for her if there is a siren, whatever.
Yeah.
She
Okay.
told me that I can run for my safety. It doesn't matter what happened to them because they said they are already old. So we know that caregiver, we are responsible to to our employers. So as long as we can save our employers. But as my employer's wife, she is very stubborn. I can tell her what to do. I can explain. He keep arguing with me about what happened. He keeps arguing that he's been here for 60 years. I experienced how many war he experienced. So it's just okay for her. What's happening? It's just ignoring what I'm telling to her. So he just keep telling me go to the shelter because about maybe 200 meters away to the shelter. So as long as I can, I said I can save my employer if I can do.
Okay, so you are asking Joey one of the toughest questions, okay, about the dilemma. I will divide my answer to two parts, okay, because one, you were asking about what to do if your employer has dementia and it's hard to convince them to go to the shelter if there's a siren, okay, and the other part. And the other part is it okay, if I understand, to leave your patient if he won't join you, right?
Okay, yes.
Okay, so the first part, okay, about the dilemma, about the dementia. So explaining the situation now to a person with dementia, and again, it depends on which stage of dementia the person is. It can be really hard. And as I said earlier, it can get them more upset, more agitated, because the mind doesn't function like a normal mind. The brain is not working as good as, let's say, a normal mind, okay, a normal brain. And it's really hard to convince a person. And there are many ways to try to say, in an assertive way. We cannot force, okay? But because of the fact that the person is not aware of what's going on and he needs to be safe, you should try to tell him, okay, in an assertive, but in a kind way. Now we have to go. Let's go to that room, okay? Give, like strict instructions, okay, but in a kind way, okay. You don't want to fight with them. You don't want to make an argument. So you should try to be convincing. We should go now to that room. Now we're taking take her or him in the hand, okay. Then join me. I'm coming with you over there, okay. This is one way. One more thing is to speak again with the employer's family and tell them about the fact that you are having trouble going with both of them to the shelter, okay, because the woman refuses to go, okay. And as for the other thing you asked, okay, about leaving your patient, I'm saying leaving your patient behind. It's not that you want to leave, okay. You are practically forced to leave in order to save yourself, okay. So if there isn't any solution, okay, if the family can't help you to find a solution, if, for example, your employer or each one of your employers is bedridden, okay, or if they are in a wheelchair, and it is really hard to get them to a shelter in a very short time, there are a couple of things that we can do. First, we can try to be with them in the safe place or close to the safe place ahead, okay, in advance. Another thing is to ask the family member maybe to join, or maybe to go to the family member's house and be there so they can help you in this very, very stressful condition. If neither of these things work, okay, and you have told your employer's family or your employer that you cannot take the person with you, okay, there is no other option, okay? You're not supposed to risk yourself. And by staying with your patient after, you tried everything, staying with your patient and not in the shelter during an alarm is not safe for you and for them, okay? So as I said, you should try to find solution with the family, the things I asked, the things I suggested, and I hope it will work, okay? Let's go to the chat. We'll see a couple of questions in the chat. Okay, I will respond. Just a second. The son of my patient told me that his Savta is in bed and there's an alarm. He said, I'll run to the shelter alone and leave Savta in the bed. She's in a wheelchair. I can take her with me. Is it not a case of abandonment? So as I said, it is one of the biggest and the toughest dilemmas, okay? I can't really imagine how bad it feels that you need, in some cases, to leave your employer, your patient behind, okay? But as I say, try to find a safer place for them in advance, okay? Maybe you should move the bed, or if the person is in a wheelchair, try to move them in advance to a safer place or to a closer spot in the house, which is closer to the shelter or closer to the safest place, okay? As I said, all the safety instruction, where to locate the bed, where to locate the wheelchair, you can find it in the home command portal, okay? So, again, it is not a case of an abandonment if you have told your employer, again, if it's someone you can speak with, or you spoke with the family member and with your agency, telling them that you can't risk yourself and you can't take the person with you, okay? After you discussed it with them, okay, this is the best thing I can offer, okay? And I see if there's another question in the chat. The protected space is chosen according to our ability. It's Rachel, okay. Okay, I can see something special on the chat. Is there anyone that wants to ask something or share feelings, share thoughts about the situation, about the condition now? This is your time. Feel free to do so.
Hello, excuse me, madam.
Hello.
Yeah, I am living the Tel Aviv. Yafo. So here don't have safety area. Just I am living with my care receiver. And so here don't have, this is the apartment. So we don't have any safety room or anything. Just I talked to my employer. He told me stay inside. Yes.
Okay. So you're asking about the safest place?
Yes. Yes. I cannot live and we go with. Okay. 1 minute. Sorry, madam.
No, that's okay. Let's respect your employer as well.
Yeah.
Put your employer over there, okay?
Okay, madam.
Again, I
Here
honestly
don't have any staircase. It's outside, madam. This is this old house. This is
Okay.
this is the door. The behind outside have the staircase.
Okay, so I recommend you, okay, to do one of two things, or or maybe both. Go into the portal now. Rachel posted the link, okay, to the instructions to find the safest place. Each house, has its own safe place, okay? For me, it can be a mamad. For another person, it can be the staircase. For a third person, it can be an inner room, okay? Like the woman we have heard before, okay? An inner room. So you should maximize, okay, the safest place for you and your employer. So follow the safety instructions. And if you don't feel safe, I pledge you to contact your agency, contact the social worker in the agency. Tell them that you are not feeling safe and you are asking for someone to come and show you where is the safest place to be, okay? Okay. I can see that there are more questions on the chat. Rachel, how much time do we have more?
It's we have 3 minutes.
3 minutes. Okay, so I will try my best.
Thank you, madam. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. So I'm 11 months here in Israel, living here near Nahariya. What I feel in this kind of situation is heartbreaking, but I can't help what to do to let myself relax and do something to minimize fear. God bless Israel. First of all, thank you for sharing these thoughts with us, those feelings, okay? And I can share with you, okay, that we are all really, every person I talked with, I'm talking with, including myself, okay? We are feeling stress. The situation is not normal. We are bothered. We are seeing sights that we haven't seen before, really, really hard sights. And it is stressful. So you can try to do the things, okay? My suggestions for relaxation, try to do meditation, praying, breathing, whatever works for you. Take a walk, okay? Do breathing exercise, dance, sing, do whatever makes you feel better. I know that sometimes it feels like we have to force ourselves to feel better, but we really do. We really have to do it for ourselves, for our sanity, and for our health and well-being, okay? So I would like to tell you, just a second. I lost my screen. Okay. So I want to thank you, all of you, okay, for gathering with us tonight, okay? And I want to say how much we all appreciate your job, your important job, and what you are doing for the people in Israel, for the elderly people, for people with disability. Really, it's really appreciated, and it is important for you to know that. Please stay safe, okay? And may God bless you all. And it was my pleasure speaking with you tonight. God bless you.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you.
Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Thank you so much.
God bless.
Bye.
Bye.
Everyone.
Thank you.